college CFL. So coming to us most recently from North Jackson, Alabama. He's been in Williamson as well. He's a man of energy and enthusiasm. We were very pleased when we talked with him and looked at his plans for a program. Innovative, fast-paced offense and defense. I think it's going to be fun for the kids to play and some of our coaches to coach. And we're excited. It's going to be fun. He has plans. I see some of our academic programs are represented here. Fine Arts is over here. JROTC is over here. Ag is over here with the dogs, too, because they were really interested in the dog grooming thing. Did I miss a department? Oh, look at this. Science came. Science represented. So he has plans for engaging with some of the organizations on campus just to help and collaborate and build school spirit. So I think this is going to be fun for us, and I'm excited to introduce Coach Tygard.
Thank you, Dr. Justice. First of all, thanks for having me. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. I'm so fired up. This is 17 years in the making for us and my family. Me and my wife were talking on the way up here that we think we've moved to 8 times in 10 years, and it was all for this. And this is what I wanted to do when I originally decided I wanted to be a football coach. When Blackman calls on the phone, you answer the call. I was so thrilled to get that phone call, just thrilled to come up here and see this. I've known about Blackman forever. I grew up playing baseball with David Price, so I've known about it for a long time. So I'm so happy to be here. I've got to thank my wife, Lauren, my 4-year-old Camp, my 1-year-old Barrett. Without them, I couldn't be doing this, and it's been a wild ride. So again, Camp was upset about moving, but we're going to sell it and explain how cool this place is up here to him. I'd like to thank Dr. Justice, Mr. Lawless, Mr. Trachis, Kelly Brewer, everybody that I've met in the process that I've talked to since I got involved. Everybody's been so great. This has been the most well-run coaching search, honestly, I've ever seen. It's been unbelievable. I'd like to thank all the previous head coaches I've worked with. I've been fortunate, Dr. Justice mentioned it, to kind of be across all different levels of football. I've worked for Lane Kiffin, Derek Dooley, but most importantly, though, the high school coaches I've worked with, Grant Reynolds, Matt Daniels at Ravenwood's been a huge influence on me, Charles Fant at Notre Dame, all the previous assistant coaches I've worked with, players, parents. I had a very difficult conversation with North Jackson, honestly, earlier this afternoon, and just was so thankful to them and their community for taking me in and what they've done to send our family to a place like this. So we're very excited. Why Blackman? Okay. Obviously, it's a great academic school. Our systems have worked better at high academic schools. So the fact that the kids are very smart has intrigued me from the start. The location's awesome. We know about the history of the athletes, the facilities, the administrative support, the fact that we've got an awesome, well-run Little League program, a middle school program that's been successful. You see a top-down, the bones of an organization that can be an absolute power in the state. Here's what we need. We need positive energy. You can tell I've got a lot of energy. We need positive energy from players, parents, fans, boosters, everybody. We want to get everybody going. We want to get some school spirit going. We want to be a champion. We want to take ownership, of what we're doing to reach greatness. Ultimately, my mission statement as a coach is we want to improve our kids' lives academically, athletically, socially, and we want to teach them skills that they can use once they move past, football, high school football. We want to reach our full potential as a team and use all the resources that we have, which we've got some awesome resources. And we don't want to necessarily talk about what we don't have. Let's talk about all these great things that we have here. What a great school, huge school, tons of students, all these resources. I'm so excited about this. We want to win every game we play, obviously. That's what football's about. That's why you're competitive. Okay, but we have to understand that there's a process to get there. All right, and so we have to embrace the process. The best thing we can do, okay, is to follow and hire the best people, top down, assistant coaches, managers, student trainers. Okay, we want to have a vision to become the premier program in Tennessee. I want the Blackman B, we talked about this a lot in the last couple of days. We've got an awesome looking logo that is not copied from a college, it's not stolen from a university. Okay? I want to see this logo to become, when you walk the hallways with a Blackman B on, everybody knows, man, they got a well-run football team. That's a premier team right there. We want to get this logo out to be one of the more famous logos you can see in the state, in the Southeast. When you see Hoover walk by and you see the H, I want when Blackman walks by, everybody understands exactly what that stands for. Discipline, toughness, innovation, family, pride. These are all big things that are important to me. These were our core values at the last place I was at, but at the same time I want to sit the kids down and they need to learn and tell us what's important to them, what's their core values. Okay, so discipline and toughness, all this stuff's important to me. All right, but I want to know what's important to the kids. Innovation has been a big thing for us. We've kind of been known for the team that onside kicks a lot, the team that goes for it on fourth down a lot. Dr. Justice mentioned a hurry-up offense. You don't hear a lot of principals talk about offense in a press conference, so that's kind of neat. So from an innovative standpoint, we're definitely going to push the limit. We want to hire the best staff we can. I want to use my connections through the state and the Southeast to find the best staff, find a mix of guys that are here, guys that possibly aren't here, but ultimately we've got a huge goal in front of us to build this program to the way exactly we want it to be. And after we do that, we've got to build an awesome family atmosphere. Dr. Justice talked about how I like blending football with band and cheerleading. We've done mixers before with the band. That's been great. I've talked about JROTC shooting a cannon, so get ready if you got a cannon. I'm looking for one. I don't know if it's allowed, but I'm looking for one.
I can take care of.
You say you got one?
I can get my hand on it.
Speaking my language, okay? So I want to get along with every sport. I want kids playing multiple sports. This thing is an entire family. Football, ultimately, it's the front porch to the school. It's the first thing you see in the fall. If football is successful, it sets the school spirit for the rest of the year. Basketball takes off, baseball takes off, cheerleading. It all is one big organization, and that's what we deserve at this school, and that's what we're going to build. So I want people that are willing to do that, but it's going to take a lot of work. I'm here to do that work, but ultimately we want to build that brand to be the most recognized logo that we can in the state of Tennessee and through the South. And I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to meet everybody. I'm really bad at names. My wife will tell you that, so I might ask you a couple times. But please, if anybody's got any questions or wants to ask anything, fire away.
Coach, can you describe the similarities and the differences in the athletes and the players you had at North Jackson versus the ones here?
It's a complete 180. So North Jackson's a great town, extremely passionate about their football program, but it's more of a rural type atmosphere, a much smaller school, and so we're having to play a lot of kids both ways. Where as of Friday, we had 2,136 students enrolled at Blackman. So when you take that many students, and I know about the history of the athletes, we were talking earlier today, I think there's 7 current Division I players that are playing right now and another group of 1AA or FCS type players. So if you have a history of Master Teague, Jawan Jennings, even baseball with David Price, if you have a history of these athletes, that's honestly what attracts you to Blackman. Because of our style of offense, it works best with those kind of kids. So I cannot wait to see that.
So Jeff Neal,
Jeff.
What's the difference on, I know you said you're in the CFL, in college, all these levels.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the difference in those levels, like CFL from college and high
It's
school?
a huge difference, but honestly, so what I try to do is set up the organization, okay, from top to bottom, from the administration all the way down to Little League. And so it's kind of like a college to where we set it up with a lot of different roles, defined roles for coaches. And, you know, you've got a director of football operations, and you've got a coach in charge of academics, and you've got a coach in charge of, you know, a recruiting coordinator to talk to college coaches. So we set it up kind of like a small college, and we do coach the kids kind of similar to a college program, but it is different though. I mean, they're just the age difference. So you're dealing with 14 to 18-year-olds as opposed to grown men. That's the reason I came to high school. Honestly, I've done the college thing for a long time. I spent 10 years and met a lot of great people doing that. But you can change kids a little more. They're a little more moldable in high school than once you get them once they're 22 years old and don't have mom and dad around.
How long were you North Jackson? I mean,
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Coach, it's been spoken about your up-tempo offense. What kind of sets did you come out of in that offense, and how are you going to institute that here at Blackman?
You mean like formations?
Formations, correct.
We've literally run about every formation. We can do whatever. It's not necessarily we're going to go out there for 4 or 5 receivers. We just take the best 11 players at the time and put them out there. It might be 2 tight ends. It might be empty. It might not. We just have a kind of different flair to it. We run similar plays to other people. We just go a lot faster. So we try to run 85 snaps a game or more, especially in Tennessee since they changed to the 40-second clock. We didn't have that last time I was in the state. So it's more about just going fast and affecting the other team. I spent the first majority of my career on defense, actually. So when we created the offense, it was the exact offense I hated to see. So we go super fast. We've run 46 trick plays in the last 3 years. This past year in Alabama, we onside kicked almost every single time. We broke 5 school records on offense this year, 3 state records. We've recovered 11 onside kicks in 1 season, 4 in 1 game. It's a little bit like the Pulaski Academy team that kind of got famous for it in Arkansas, but we use an analytical standpoint. We're one of only, it was only 25 schools last year to use the same analytical program as the Kansas City Chiefs to kind of tailor these decisions. What it does is I honestly took the smartest girl in the school who knew nothing about football, put her up in the press box, and she's telling me on first down, if it's 4th and 4, if we're going for it, 4th and 4 or less, we're going for it, 4th and 7 or less, we're going for it. And that was really neat. So it's definitely different. You know, it breaks the mold a little bit. So you've got to have coaches and administrators that understand that and believe in it, and a school culture, you know, of innovation. That was literally one of the first things on the staff checklist that I received when I saw the staff core values was innovative. I'm like, well, let's rock and roll. So, you know, so that was really exciting. So I mean, I can't wait. I've been getting texts all day since kind of word's been leaking out. I can't wait to see the offense. I can't wait to see what y'all are going to do. So I'm thrilled.
Are you going to be the OC, or are you going to designate an OC?
I'm going to have an OC, but they hired me here to call the plays, so I'm going to call the plays.
No, that's right. How do you feel about coming to a region that there's 3 teams who are outside the county here in the region? How do you feel about coming to a region with defending state champion Oakland Baker?
Right, so that's a good point. So that's a great question. So I know Coach Creasy really well. I've known him since he was at Trousdale. They've got a great program over there. I respect them very much. And honestly, when you know, you talk to your coaching buddies, they say, well, why would you want to go to Blackman? You have to play Oakland. I don't look at it that way. We get to play Oakland. If you're a competitor, you want to play the most competitive teams, the most difficult teams. I was on the phone with Matt Daniels this year when they scheduled IMG Academy, and everybody thought that was wild. Ultimately, they were playing on ESPN, and that's something that I would like to do here. And it's been done before here. So I would like to bring that back. So it's as a competitor, I would love to play. It's really this county. I coached in Williamson County, but in the coaching community, this is the county for football. You know, don't straight send it to them, but this is the county.
Well, you got Oakland's won 5, Riverdale's won 4, and
no doubt
won 2. So they won a lot of state championships, a lot of runner-up finishes.
Yes, sir. And I know all about the history of Coach Rankin and all that stuff. And honestly, that's part of why I'm here. I want to be a part of that. So it's awesome when you're in the other counties. You just kind of the Rutherford County's got some teams with some legit players and.
And you do know that the coach's hard to schedule. Even though Christy said at one time he called him to school in Williamson County, they wouldn't even pick up the phone. Wouldn't even answer when you called him back.
Right, and we've dealt with a little bit of that at Ravenwood, so that's how we had the same meeting with Pulaski Academy, and the coach says nobody's going to play us, and Coach Daniel stood up saying, well, we'll play you.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing in North Jackson. We played a jamboree with the 6A runner-up Pleasant Grove with 5 SEC players. So
Yeah.
I like to schedule hard, so
Yeah.
that's okay.
I'm going to interrupt because I did want to tell you that Van walked in over there.
Okay.
Hey, Van.
A little bit.
And you mentioned your family, right? So there, and there's some family in the back. We've got, we have counselors in here and some clericals as well. And I feel like I've left somebody out. Oh, Sutton back there. He's audio visual. So we've got, and Matt?
Math and Shear.
Matt and Shear, and Courtney we've met, so, science, another science person came in, Mr. Connor, he's also takes care of those buses,
Okay, yeah.
like he's the.
I love those buses, my
Yeah.
man. Those look good.
That's one thing he says, like those are so.
I was fired up when I saw that.
Yeah,
And thank you all you guys for being here. This is rare. I
Yeah.
don't know of a lot of football press conferences where you have representatives from every.
well, we invited, and they're excited. Stuart, did you have any questions?
No, just looking forward to meeting you, Coach. We'll get together and,
I thought I was a well-dressed person, and then I walk in and,
my only question is,
man,
what's your 90-day look like, Coach? You got a lot of things to do, but what does your 90-day look like as far as what do you need to do between now and?
the next 90 days,
just between now and just getting started in the spring ball. We have a great spring
we've got
atmosphere.
a ton of work, honestly, Stuart. So I've got a list of what I do in the first 30 days, and I'm going through the first 7 right now. I'm going to meet the players right after this. I want to meet some coaches, and we'll go through talking to every coach and sit down with them. Eventually, I sit down and talk to every player. This is not the first time I've done it. It's a long process, but I'm just so excited to get it going.
Well, welcome to Rutherford County. You've come to the best place in the world to play high school football on Friday
Appreciate it.
night.
That's why I'm here.
All right, thank you.
So he wants to meet the players now, and I think they've assembled down there with you. Is your family going to go down there?
No,
No, are you, no?
they can't.
Your wife and-
Thank you, Coach.
We got a big